All right, it's another Chew Quieter, and we have a special guest today. His name is Angel Maldonado,
Hello.
What's up, buddy?
Mr. Seven Slot Society. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. I literally got off work a couple minutes ago. Well, got home from work.
Well, thanks for rushing home and doing everything you had to do to join us.
Absolutely,
We really
man.
appreciate it.
I'm excited. I've been catching up on your guys' episodes.
What do you think?
I love it. I've been listening to them in the morning when I do my little walk/run/waddle because I'm fat as shit. And you guys fucking crack me up.
Well, I'm glad that we can entertain you and put a smile on your face. It's always a joy for us to do that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we make it shake a little more.
Oh yeah, I got a little twitch in my step.
Are you on a diet right now?
No, God no.
Oh, it's just your normal waddle.
That's why I'm trying to do the exercise because I refuse to change anything about my eating or drinking.
See, I was refusing. Okay, so as you know, I smoked a lot of weed, right?
Yes.
So as of August 1st, I quit.
Congrats.
Cold turkey. Thank you.
Oof.
Cold turkey. And I started a diet. As of earlier this week, or last week, I'm down 42 pounds since August 1st.
Damn, dude. That's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm happy. I'm trying to reach my goal of 200 even.
Yeah.
And then once I get to maybe 190, 195, I'm just going to really, really hit the weights really hard and put on that good muscle and get super toned.
Yeah, absolutely. Does that include edibles?
No, I haven't even had edibles. I've been completely sober.
Oof.
I mean, I haven't even had a drink of alcohol for the
I'll
past.
cheers to that.
Yeah, I don't understand any of this.
I haven't even had alcohol in the past 7 years. Not a drip.
That I did know.
Yeah. So I mean, it's my dreams have been wild. Like, I mean, I've always had vivid dreams, but even more recently since I've stopped.
Yeah.
They've just been insane, like crazy.
Have you had a hard time like falling asleep?
No, and that's just because I think working out helps me get to that tired state, and then I'm taking a supplement that has melatonin in it.
I gotcha.
So that helps a little bit. It's they call it a night shred, so it helps burn calories at night.
Okay.
And then it has that extra bit of melatonin in it to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
Yeah.
But sleep hasn't really been too much of an issue.
Yeah, that's good. When I go off the sauce for a while, it takes forever for me to go to sleep. I have the wildest dreams, which I don't appreciate.
Yeah, the most recent one that was pretty crazy was you've heard of the name rapper Freddie Gibbs?
I've heard the name. I couldn't tell you a song.
Okay, so I was in his rap video.
You were in it?
I was in it.
Were you a booty popping girl?
No, I was just like, one of the tough guys, just posturing next to him and everything like that.
Nice.
It was super weird. Like, I haven't heard one of his songs in weeks, so I don't know how this came about. I mean, there's been other times where. So here's the other thing: a lot of these dreams have involved buses.
Interesting.
In one way or another, that they've had there's always been a bus involved. So
I think I saw a couple of videos with a bus in it before.
the last bus dream I had, it was out of control, and it was just crashing into buildings, knocking out pillars, making the buildings collapse.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was just so bizarre. But they've also been really cinematic with different camera angles.
Ah. And you've realized that when you were in the dream, you're like, oh, that was a sick shot.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I try to, like, my mind tries to wake me up.
Yeah.
And I'm so tired. I don't open my eyes, but I know I'm like somewhat conscious of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I fall back asleep, and either the dream picks up again from where I left off, or I start another dream.
That's weird, dude.
It's super weird.
I heard on one of your earlier episodes, you're like full keto now.
Yeah, actually, I just stopped on this past Friday.
Okay.
Because the last time I went full keto for a full month, like, I was pissing blood.
Oh.
Like, I hurt myself a little bit.
Yikes.
So I only did 3 weeks this time, and it was really good.
Did you feel last week was bloated the first time you had carbs, like immediately after?
Yeah, especially because we had sushi.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure I wanted to make sure I had that extra, still had that protein.
Right.
But take it easy a little bit with the carbs.
Mm-hmm.
And then I waited. So that was on Friday. It's Saturday. I had my normal meals and stuff like that. Well, there's no carbs involved with it. But on Sunday, I had some pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Monday, my stomach was wrecked.
Yep, been there.
Yeah.
It's bad. I will say the one time I did do keto, like hardcore, like no drinking, no nothing under, I think 20 grams of carbs. I felt amazing. My joints stopped hurting. It was awesome. I think I lost like 40 pounds or something, but it wasn't sustainable for me. Not in my Puerto Rican household where rice and beans are a staple.
So that's the funny thing. Like, this is the first time on this show that we've had 3 brown faces.
Well, in all fairness, my wife calls me a fake Rican, so
it's all right. We're both fake Mexicans, so
yeah.
Either one of us speak Espanol.
I don't. Not me.
Speak Taco Bell.
Yes, we speak Taco Bell and Mexican menu, and that's it.
Yeah, I think I can speak Spanish when I get too drunk, but that's about it.
And a few cuss words too.
Yeah.
So between the three of us, we could probably crush a ton of tacos.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I know Armando's probably been jonesing for some lately.
Tacos?
Yeah, because you just went through another round of shots, didn't you?
Yesterday I did it, but it doesn't stop me from eating. It just kicks my ass.
And those were the allergy shots, right? To test to find out exactly what it is.
No, this is actually allergy cluster. So they're injecting me with all kinds of stuff I'm allergic to.
Oh, so is that to narrow down like a medication for you, or
no? That is the medication. Yeah,
just to shoot you full of the stuff that makes you react.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's basically to overwhelm your body to learn how to fight it and up your immunity to what you're allergic to.
Okay.
And I suppose it's gonna work. I don't know. It's so I went in and they tested me. You lay down on the table and they poke you with every needle and everything possible, and then they let you sit there as your back is just itching. You're just sitting like this, going, "Oh, geez," and you can't scratch it. So you're just sitting there for 30 minutes, and then you go through and goes, "Okay, this one is a level 4. This one's a level 10. This one's a 3. This one's a 2. This is 0. This is a 10. 10, 10, 10." And so I had a lot of 10s.
Do they just keep doing it until the numbers go down?
So what I do is it's 4 weeks of clusters, and it's 3 shots every 30 minutes for the first 3 weeks, and then it's 3 shots every 30 minutes. And you get 4 clusters the first round, 3 clusters the second round, but the dose increases, so you're not getting quite as many shots, but you're doubling the dose.
Oh, okay.
So I think next week when I go, it's only the last 3 rounds. And then the week after that, it's one shot a week. And then I have to do that for the next 6 weeks.
Okay.
Just 1 shot. And then you go in there for 1 shot and then wait 30 minutes and then go home.
What drove you to that point? You're just like tired of taking Benadryl and Claritin every day for everything?
Well, I'm allergic to everything. And I can't take anything anymore. Basically, the only thing that really works for me is Benadryl, and Benadryl just knocks me out for 10 hours.
Yeah.
So it's impossible to take Benadryl unless I take it every night. Then I wake up with the Benadryl hangover. I'm groggy.
Yeah.
I'm just not very good at that. I want to be up in the morning and do my stuff, and with a Benadryl, it's like a hangover.
Without the fun of drinking.
Yeah, without the crazy stories of what we did last night.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's just that grogginess, and I'm just like, I can't handle it. My body doesn't want to handle it. I don't want to deal with it taking all the time. So this was a good option, and I just got tired of fighting it. I get allergies, and the allergies push to bronchitis, and the bronchitis goes to walking pneumonia, and then I got to get the freaking peanut butter shot in the ass. So just trying to avoid all of that if possible.
That makes sense.
I wouldn't think there's a lot of allergy stuff in the desert.
Oh, it's way even worse.
Wow.
Because you have all of the desert plants that bloom all year round. You get a drop of water, and all of a sudden plants are blooming. You're like, well, what the hell? oh yeah, if it gets rain, these plants all just bloom, and there's like purple flowers everywhere. Just 3 drops. That's all you need in the desert, and then plants will start blooming, and then they fall off, and then they're all in the air, and then the trees. It's so desolate that they produce so many of these leaves that end up everywhere. So you just have a higher concentration of this pollen and tree stuff, which is the number tens for me.
Yeah. So you really struggle when you come to the East Coast in the spring.
No, it's funny because I'm okay unless there's fresh grass cut.
Interesting. So it's not East Coast tree pollen.
So it's not East Coast, but it's what's in Arizona now. But when I moved from California to Arizona, I didn't have any allergies, and then 16 years here, now I'm getting really bad allergies of everything here. So the cycle is now following me to what I'm around all the time, and I'm becoming more allergic to that. So hopefully, I'm just trying to hopefully get ahead of it.
Yeah.
It's a fucked up thing the body is, because you can develop an allergy, and even though you're not born with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that kind of happened to me with alcohol. For the first diet that I went on in 2012, I stopped drinking, to help, everything lose weight and all that. And then I started drinking after the diet, and I developed a alcohol allergy.
Like
it just started
gluten, like from beer, or just alcohol
in
general?
Alcohol in general. Like it could have been beer, and I love vodka, so I drank a lot of vodka, and every time I would drink, I just felt like I was digesting glass.
Wow.
And then once it hit the stomach, it was just like not good.
Yeah, well, we gotta consider that beer and alcohol are brewed the same way. It's just beer goes into a bottle or whatever at 4 to 10%, and alcohol they put it in the distillation process and eliminate a lot of the water out and get it out at 90 proof or above. So it's all grain bill and yeast and all those stuff that happens when you're brewing beer. Same stuff happens with hard alcohol. So it's, if you're allergic to that part of the process, then that's what it is. So
I've tried
in a grain bill that's just you don't like, your body doesn't like.
Well, I've tried gluten-free alcohol. There was one that I tried. It was a beer, and it not only did it taste awful, but it didn't help.
Is it the omission?
Yeah,
is the one that's gluten-free, and it's terrible.
Yeah,
it's almost like alcohol is poison for your body or something. That's
I know.
Yeah,
it's like they want us to drink it or something. I don't know.
That's why the Indians called it firewater.
and smoke peyote.
Yeah. Well, I've done that, and that was a long time ago, and it's probably something I'll never do again.
Smoke peyote?
Yeah.
That stuff scares me, man.
It was rough. But I think I did it with someone that I probably shouldn't have. And they smoked it at the same time that I did. And from what I understand is someone should be there that is sober to watch you and to kind of take care of you, because once you throw up, it kind of like fast tracks that high. And there was no one there to watch any of us. And we were just like fucked.
Oof. Yikes.
Yeah. I've been on a lot of drugs, and I think that one was probably the most scary and fun at the same time.
Yeah, drugs that make you see stuff that's not there, hard no for me. Acid, mushrooms, no thank you.
Oh, the best acid trip that I was on, I ditched hike. Oh, this was in high school. We did school one day. We went to our friend's house, dropped acid. We took 2 blotters, went to his front lawn, grabbed a whole bunch of oranges from his tree, made some fresh orange juice, drank that, because that's supposed to enhance your acid trip.
Okay.
So we drank a whole bunch of orange juice, and then we smoked a whole bunch of weed. Well, we ran out of weed, so we were going to go down the street to go get more at a friend's house. And we walk outside, and we look up, and we both see the same thing. And we swear to God, we thought we saw it. And we look up, and it was just a humongous funnel cloud, just turning, churning, and getting lower and lower. And we're just staring at it for, a couple minutes. And his neighbor comes out and is like, "What the fuck are you two looking at? There's not a cloud in the sky."
Yo.
It's just, man, I miss those days.
That's fucking scary.
So let's talk about your Jeep really quick. You finally got that thing up and running after quite a bit of time.
4 years or so.
A lot of input from your page. You got some funky seats. So talk about a little bit exactly your process with that.
So it is a 1995 YJ. It was originally air shocks in the rear, leaf springs in the front. I was going for kind of like a mullet Jeep look. So the seats thing was, I did some work for PRP for Hammers in 21, I think. And part of the deal was that they would give me seats, kind of those, we don't have money, but we'll give you a bunch of stuff. And I thought it would be a super fun idea to ask the people in the group, in the Facebook group, what kind of combination I should get. Because Kyle at the time was like, whatever you want, just give me a list and we'll send it to you. So I was like, oh, this will be super fun for everybody. And I ended up with the most hideous pink and like digi army camo seats with yellow stitch. They are fucking ugly. They're comfortable
they're
as
yours.
shit. Oh my God, they're comfortable. But goddamn, they're fucking ugly. So.
How many times has that thing made you bleed?
Oh, jeez. All the times. So I've done, I don't want to say 90%. So the stuff that I haven't done was the cage work and the back half. So the shop that it was at decided to do a back half on it to tie into the roll cage. So, excuse me, none of that. I didn't do any like structural welding or anything. But the whole dash is torn out. I took the whole wiring harness out while they did all the fabrication stuff. And then once I got it back to my house, I had to figure out how to rewire everything, which I'm fucking stupid. So trying to figure out how to wire stuff was that, I think that took me the longest, unfortunately.
Did you have any diagrams at all?
No.
No schematics or anything?
No, well, for a couple things, I think I had to look them up. But for the most part, it was, no, I didn't like take everything off the motor. I just disconnected the harness and I had to splice into it because I have a bunch of dumb lights on there. And, Jarrett, when he was at Baja, sent me a package without telling me. It was like all of these fucking super expensive lights that cost more than my fucking Jeep. So trying to figure out how to wire those in and not burn the Jeep down took a very long time.
Yeah, I'm with you when it comes to electronic stuff. I'm a complete idiot. I will gladly pay someone to wire something for me just so I don't, detonate something else.
Yeah, I almost did a couple times. And then when it got into, obviously since the back half, there's no fuel tank in it. So I had to do like a sender, like a pump, and trying to figure out how to wire that to key hot instead of to ignition. Like that's where I had to get into the diagrams of finding like what key position needs to go where. And I'm legitimately surprised it runs.
What motor is in it?
The 4.0.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 4.0 5-speed Dana 300 Chevy axles out of a CUCV, an old military truck. So front 60, 14 bolt, stock gearing, 456 with a Detroit in the rear. So open front, which is fucking terrific.
CUCV 1.25 ton axles.
1.25 ton?
Yeah, that's what their designation is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a military. We got to go above and beyond.
So I'm guessing this is not street legal.
No, it's not.
You need to move to Arizona. That would be totally street legal in Arizona.
Have I driven it on the street? Yes.
Were you supposed to?
No. Plus, with the coilovers in the rear, there's no sway bar, front or rear. The front doesn't really need it, but the leaf springs are so old, they're very spongy. I've bent 2 of them so far. So when I take a turn, the whole thing just goes, what?
Oh man,
It's sketchy as fuck, dude.
I hate that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I had my JK, I didn't have sway bars on it for a while, and turning, and it was street legal, so I would drive it.
Right.
And turning, I was just like, holy fuck, this thing is gonna flip just on the stupid turn in a neighborhood. I'm gonna look stupid.
Yeah, I drove my TJ for a long time like that, and getting on the highway was very sketchy.
Yeah, it's I don't want to say it's an experience, because it's not really an experience. It's more like a it's just something you want to survive.
Yeah. Well, I've had people that had no experience with Jeeps get in and drive with me, and admittedly, I would like over accentuate it a little bit, like hit a turn and punch it so the whole thing's just leaning. They're like, ah!
So how are you getting it to the trails?
U-Haul trailer.
Really?
Yes. So right now, my HOA, I've gotten letters from this in the past. Sometimes I'll have to park whatever Jeep I have at the time on the front lawn or on the side yard. And if it's out there for more than 2 days, I get a fucking letter. So I have nowhere to park a trailer right now. So I have to get like the side paved, and it's a whole fucking thing. So right now it's just easier to go down to U-Haul and spend $200 on a trailer. Does it fit? No. But I take literally the whole fender off, like unbolt it, take it off, drive the Jeep on, and then put it back on.
What do you tell them that you're renting it for? What vehicle?
A 1995 Jeep Wrangler. That's what it is.
It's what it is.
I'm not a fucking liar. That's exactly what it is.
So one of the last trips that I went on, there was a JT that broke a drive shaft, and this was just outside of Flagstaff, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And they were trying to get a U-Haul trailer, and they kept asking, what vehicle are you going to be towing? And they said, oh, it's a Jeep Gladiator. And like, oh, sorry, we can't. It won't fit. It'll bend the axles and this and that. So they finally got a hold of one place, and they said it's going to be a Honda Civic. And they're like, oh yeah, come on down, no problem. I don't understand their logic behind all that, especially if you insure the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I get it for liability purposes, but I don't know. Can the cops pull you over using a U-Haul trailer? Because I've had cops pace me going down to the trail, and I'm like, this is fucking it. This is it. And they just drive right by. Because it clearly doesn't fit. It sticks out on both sides like 8 fucking inches.
Yeah, but they're looking for it to move. As long as you have it strapped down and it's not moving on the trailer, they're probably just going to let you go. They know that you put it down there the right way. I've been pulled over with a U-Haul trailer. They just want to check they're looking for the numbers and making sure that it's a currently rented.
Mm-hmm.
They'll pull a plates, make sure it's not stolen. A lot of them get stolen, so they're checking for. That's what it's probably pacing you at and running the plate to make sure it's something that shows up as currently rented or not in a bad spot for them.
Right, that makes sense.
So, but that's it. They just typically watch to make sure that it's actually strapped down the right way. It's not bounced around on the back of the trailer.
Yeah, I do think it's funny the straps that come on the trailer, the ones that are supposed to go over the wheels. Like I pull the strap out and it doesn't even reach the top of the tire.
Yeah, that says this one's not working.
Yeah.
No.
So what's the next iteration for your Jeep?
So actually a different one.
Really?
Yes.
Already?
Yes. Yeah. So this one I think, and I don't want to like speak about things that haven't happened yet, but it's already, it's already in the works. We already have another full tub and full frame. So this one's probably going to get 3 or 4 more runs on it. It's going to get stripped down, axles, driveline, and then swapped over to a new one. So,
any hints on what it's going to be?
It's a YJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it because you want to make room for the kids, or is it just time for something new?
Yeah. So initially, when we started the road for this YJ, my kids were still young, like old enough that I could have brought them with me, but not for what I wanted to do. So it's now that it's been fucking 5 years. So they're all my oldest ones, fucking 8 or 9 now. So he's like, he could go with me, but it's, I wanna bring him out in something that's actually a little more capable. So it's just
Capable or safe?
little column A, little column B. So it's very much thrown together right now. So I just got to the point where I was like, it's been 4 years. Let me slap it all together just so I can do a trail run. So yeah.
So let's talk about your group really quick. You've had it for, God, it feels like almost 10 years now, right?
2013 July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way you've operated the thing and run it, I give you kudos. I've had a group in the past, and it was a free for all, and it was a shit show. And yours is totally not a shit show. It's very maintained, and it's somewhat cordial.
It's I guess I'm on the inside. I think it's a shit show constantly. But from the beginning, it was very. I think a lot of groups are just like, let's get as many people possible in this group as we can. But for me, it was more kind of, let's make sure who's coming into the group are people that the rest of the group actually fucks with.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and was your main intent to develop a brand or just have a group for like-minded people?
So the original intent was just an Instagram page. That was the first thing that started, and all I was doing, me and a couple friends were switching off who was running it that week, and we would just post different people's Jeeps that we thought were cool. And then we had one of my buddies, Patrick Pomada, PJ, drew up that S7S that we use now. And people were like, that's fucking sick. I want stickers. I want a shirt. And we were like, okay. And then that's when it started kind of moving towards more of a brand than just an Instagram page. And that's
I think it was shortly after that we started seeing a lot of copycats with 7-slot something, 7-slot this, 7-slot that.
Yeah. So
they're not around anymore. You're the only one that you've outlasted all of them, and there's probably a reason for that.
And did you hear the news that 7-Slot Battalion is selling their page?
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah. So when we first were looking for a name and decided on 7-Slot Society, first thing I did was went on Instagram, and there was someone. It was 7-Slot. Oh my god, it's been so long. It was 7-Slot something in like Australia, and then 2 years later, it was, you type in 7-Slot, and it was like.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's room at the table for everybody to eat. I'm not fucking mad at it, but it's funny to watch them come and go.
Yep. The group that I had that I was talking about, it was called Colorado Jeepers, and it was basically a free for all. Like I said, people wanted to join, they would join, and it started to develop to where people outside of Colorado were joining the page, and it got very, very big. I think it was over 20,000 members at one point.
Way and it was too big.
It was way too
big.
And I had an event in Colorado Springs, and I think that was the start of the demise of the page or the group, because I didn't know at the time when we created it, there was a company called Colorado LLC, and they were actually a garage, a shop. So when this guy caught wind of it, we actually received a cease and desist.
No shit.
Yeah. And I was just like, what the fuck? We're not even a business. We're just, we sell some shirts here and there to pay for some of the events that we're doing, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I had 3 other, I don't want to say business partners, but they were partners within the group. And we all took a vote, and I was the only one to vote not to shut it down. Only because I'm somewhat of an antagonist and
stubborn as
fuck.
You?
Yeah.
No way.
So I was voted. My vote was washed out, and the vote was to change the name. And it got to a point where there was a lot of people upset that we had to change the name.
Mm-hmm.
They said, it doesn't make any sense. You're selling out. You're this. You're that. And then we also decided to make it a little bit more strict and start kicking people out that were just disturbing the group.
I love that part.
So once that started happening, then there was some death threats that came our way.
Like legit
death threats.
To you or to just member on member?
To me, to a few of the other people that were partners of mine. And because of that, one of them was just about to have a kid and didn't feel safe about it. And the vote was to just shut it down completely.
Oh, one of the founding members or your partners to them. Right. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Jeez, dude.
So
Didn't you just recently have death threats? Yeah, I feel like there was just an episode I listened to where this happened.
Yeah, there's a knucklehead in my neighborhood.
Yes, that's what it was.
He got his feelings hurt over people having Halloween decorations up.
Yes, yeah.
So I told him, life is hard. Wear a helmet.
Yeah.
So yeah, we shut it down. And I don't know if you know this or not, but the only way to shut down a Facebook group, you have to physically, manually delete everyone one by one.
Yes.
Yep. And I had to do that over 20,000 times.
Oh, jeez.
So it took me 2 weeks to delete everyone.
That's nice.
And each time I was deleting people, I would get messages. Why'd you delete me from the group? Yep.
Because you're going down the line like this. People are like, oh, you deleted him, but you left him.
Yeah. So I had a copy paste, this is what we're doing. This is why you were deleted type thing. Yeah. Some people were, okay, I understand. And other people were like, this is bullshit. Fuck that. Just let me take over the group. And I was just like, no,
absolutely not.
It's just going away.
Yeah.
So it was shortly after that. I was already starting to do some video stuff back then.
Mm-hmm. What year was this?
So it was, that was 2014 when it completely shut down. Mm-hmm. And then later on that year, I got with a few other people and had the idea to start Crawl 5280. And it was I don't want to say it was a spin-off because that was going to be more media focused. We were just going to do videos. We were going to, maybe do some product installs and that sort of thing. And then from there, it just kind of took off, and this is where we're at now.
Yeah.
Now just getting death threats from Kevin Williams.
It wasn't a death threat. It was a punch in the nose.
Yeah, it's not a death threat.
You've been going hard the last couple episodes.
Well, look. I mean, okay. If someone
I didn't not expect it from you. The first time that it was brought up, I was like, "Ooh, Gabe's gonna go fucking in." I already know. How many years have I known you now?
Quite a while. But I mean, the way I see it, if someone doesn't respect the sanctity of their marriage, it's fair game. If you're going to put your wife out and pimp her out on a OnlyFans page and, tell her, hey, spread your butt cheeks. All right, now turn over and spread your pussy lips. Then, fuck, sorry, man.
Did he actually say something to you?
Yeah. Well, not to me directly, indirectly. So I got some screenshots from people that they sent. So here's the funny thing. The first time him and I had beef, he went and started telling. No,
no. There's history here.
Yeah. All right, so I guess we're getting into this one now.
This morning I was listening to your podcast on my walk, and I was like, when I talk to them, we're not going to talk about this because it doesn't mean anything.
Bullshit.
But go ahead.
Bullshit. Okay. Where's the fucking lighter? Let's set up this fucking stick of dynamite.
So the first time, he tried to troll me. And so I sent him a message, or I either sent him a message directly or it was public post. And I said, if you want to really get at me, I'll get at you and I'll just fucking kick your ass. Something to that effect. So that's how that started. Right away, I guess he went and told some sponsors that we had mutual sponsors. Those sponsors contacted me. Hey, chill out, make nice, be fair with each other and that sort of thing. Because I had these sponsors, I felt obligated to respect their wishes. So I did. I made nice. I actually called him and I said, look, all right, I'm sorry, this and this and that. Let's move on. So since then, I never had a problem with them. I was just, I'm going my way, you go your way, you do what you want, I'll do what I'm going to do what I want.
Right.
So fast forward to recently when they came out with their wheel, that's how this started again, is we started to talk about it. We started to look into the company that's backing them and the company that's backing them. So
Wheels backed by a terrorist organization. I feel like that's a direct quote from you.
I mean, it's a, how should I put this? Saudi Arabia is not exactly kicking terrorists out of their country.
I don't think anybody would argue with that.
So they are possibly harboring terrorists. They're obviously oppressors. So I'll leave it at that. So yeah. So this morning, what happened
I just want to say that noise is triggering for an IT professional like me. So.
Yeah. It's triggered for me because I don't know why it just popped up. Because I already had that meeting this morning.
It's telling you that you have a 30 gigabyte update that you need to do now.
Right.
No, it was a meeting I had this morning. I'm like, what the hell? 7 hours overdue. I had that meeting today. Why? Hey, IT guy. Why the fuck didn't that happen and show that I was in that meeting already? Come on.
Turn it off. Turn it back on again.
Why is it not smarter than that? Turn it off. Go have a couple beers and come back and then forget about it.
Exactly.
Or don't worry about it after the beers.
Computer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your next tech call is going to be to Saudi Arabia. Yeah. So, anyways, this morning, I apparently he heard the podcast, and he spent last night contacting a whole bunch of mutual friends and asking them, why are you friends with him? He's an asshole. He's a piece of shit. This and this and that. So finally I got another screenshot from someone. I'm not going to name names, obviously, but I got a screenshot from someone and it said, he needs to be punched in the face. I was like, all right, if that's where you want to take it, we'll go there. So like, all right, it's time to ramp up the troll level. So I made that post this morning and challenged them. Hey, if you're gonna try to hit me in the face, bring a step stool, bud.
I'm sorry if you can hear my animals upstairs. Yeah,
you have a farm upstairs.
Yeah, full of fucking demon spawn. My thing is, if you do stuff on the internet that's everybody can look at and see, then you open yourself up for the criticism that comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Exactly. That's all I'll say about that. So
yeah, yep. Just like me. I mean, I've talked about my past drug use and all that, and that's fair game. Someone can say, "Hey, you're a druggie." I'm like, "No, not anymore." Someone can say, "Hey, you're fat." No, I'm not. I'm on a diet. Not anymore. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Armando suggested that we have a boxing match for charity. I'd be totally up for that.
That's not a horrible idea.
He won't do it.
I mean,
no, we just throw the gauntlet out. All right, come on. Hey, here's how we do it. Easy way to do it. We set up the ring. We choose a show where it's going to happen. And then we do a 50-50. And you choose who your fighter is. And if your fighter wins, you get the 50-50. If your fighter loses, then it's all donation.
Yep.
I like that.
Happy with that.
I would be happy to live stream this for you. Take care of all the pre and post production.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, I'd have to warn the guy. I grew up fighting cholos.
Yeah, so, just knowing the little that I know about you and where you grew up, and yeah, I'm not going to fight you.
I doubt he's ever been in a fight, and I doubt he's ever been in a street fight where he had to fend for his life. I have many times. I know how to fight.
That's
I
not
was
my
in Golden
area of
Gloves.
expertise.
I was in Golden Gloves for a while, and I took. Yeah, let's just say he should start training now.
My rule of thumb is don't fight Hispanics that grew up in SoCal, just like across the board. That's a rule.
Well, you didn't grow up in SoCal, but you lived there for a while, right?
I did, yeah. I was there from 2008 until 2012 or 13, I think.
And that's for basic and.
No, I'm East Coast, so I was Paris Island for boot camp, but then I went to 29 Palms in 2008. I was there for about a year, and then I was at Pendleton until I moved back to Quantico. So,
okay.
Love me some SoCal.
So as you know, the Mexicans down in Southern California, they'll be getting their asses whooped, but will still get up and still try to fucking kill you if they have to.
Swinging at air, trying to kill you.
Yeah. I've watched it. I've never participated because I know my place.
So there's one question that I've been dying to ask you this whole time.
Oh no!
And I know there's a lot of people wondering the same thing. Who was Taylor?
Taylor is my son.
So where does that name come from when referring to you?
Okay. My legal name is Taylor Angel. So Taylor, did you really not know this?
I did not know this.
I feel like you're just digging for content here.
No, I really did not know this.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a nickname or something.
No, that's my first name.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've gone by my middle name since, say, 2006, 2007. So.
Are you a junior? Is that why?
No, I'm not.
You just prefer Angel?
Yeah.
Okay. Taylor doesn't match with the brown face.
my very white, red skin. I'm switching to this camera now. This one's way more flattering. No, yeah, it's I got to a point. So I grew up in a super religious home, like very like church twice a week, all the different groups.
They have church twice a week?
Like church, I was at church minimum 2 nights or 2 days a week for different events. So like Sunday.
Wait, isn't church just open on Sundays?
So like Sundays for church, we'd be there all fucking day. And then like a Wednesday or a Thursday for some other small group type of thing. And that doesn't include playing sports or doing anything else. But I had in my senior year had kind of a falling out and was more or less asked to leave. And at that point I was like, okay, so this has been my entire identity. So now if I'm going out on this new path alone by myself, I just started introducing myself as Angel to other people, and it never stopped. So that's where the Taylor comes from.
I can see that. I think there's a lot of people that were involved in religion that have separated themselves and changed a lot about themselves because they don't want to be associated with that. Like Leah Remedy. I think she talked about changing a lot of aspects of her life because she was so involved with oh God, it's the
Scientology.
Scientology.
The crazy people. I'm all the crazy people. That gets a lot of freaking. It's a little vague there, Mr. Freaking Mercado. Like crazy religion people. Fuck, it's all of them.
So it's the funny thing is
like
when you
top tier though.
Yeah, that's number one cuckoo. So it's funny, Armando didn't know that there was church twice a week. I didn't really know too much about that also until I moved to the South. The Wednesday after Halloween, we drove by the church that's near our neighborhood, and it was packed.
Really?
Like everyone's atoning for
eating candy on Halloween?
For eating candy on Halloween and giving candy out and dressing as Satan.
It's
all
the
this
devil's
shit.
holiday.
Yeah. But yeah, speaking of candy, did you see the Reese's Christmas tree cups are out?
Yes. Now? I literally at the gas station this morning, I saw them and I had my energy drink in one hand and I saw them. It was like a 12-pack. And I was like, don't do it, fucker. Don't do it, fucker. Don't do it, fucker. So
Did you do it?
I bought cigarettes instead.
Sound like a legitimate decision was made.
Tell me I'm
But-
lying. Those are the best Reese's to have, the holiday ones, because there's so much more peanut butter in them.
Yes, it's the same thing. Easter with the eggs.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And then, what? Oh, there goes
I thought he was
Armando's. No, he's having technical difficulties. He needs to call Saudi Arabia next. But yeah, the holiday candies from Reese's is the best.
Yeah, it's the most peanut butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way more than the Cubs.
I'm not a big chocolate guy, and my wife always gives me shit because she's like, your favorite candy is Butterfinger, and you love Reese's. I was like, yes, the chocolate is the vessel for the peanut butter.
Right.
I don't understand what's so hard to understand about that.
Do you like Fifth Avenue bars?
I don't think. What is that?
It's the Hershey version. It's the Hershey version of a Butterfinger.
No, I don't think I have.
It's a little bit more creamier. It's not as rigid as a Butterfinger.
Interesting.
I think you might like those.
I'll have to check it out at the store tomorrow.
And then Reese's has their own version also called the Fast Break.
I think I have had a fast break.
Those are my favorite. When I used to eat candy before August 1st.
This guy just better than all of us. No smoking, no drinking, no candy, no fucking pizza. Where do you get off? How dare you?
Yeah, now I'm fat shaming all my fat friends.
I will say that is the one thing I miss about being very in shape is now when I see a fat person doing something I don't like, and I'm like, look at this fucking fat piece of shit. And I'm like, oh no, it's me too.
It's like you see that guy on Facebook, Meal Team 6.
Yeah. Yes.
It's fat fuck just wearing his entire kit.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you're going to be tired in 2 minutes. Stop.
Yeah. I feel like there's like you fat fuck saying the hard F's is a great insult, no matter the situation. Man, woman, child, you fat fuck.
Or even stupid fuck.
Yes.
Idiot
Agreed.
motherfucker.
Agreed.
Just emphasizing that F, and no matter where it is, the insult, it's just, yeah.
Yep.
That's the fighting F.
I used it today. I almost got T-boned at my 3-way stop sign coming home.
Rushing for the podcast.
I wasn't rushing. I was driving the speed limit. I stopped. It was my turn. I went. This fucking fat cunt decided to fucking run the stop sign, like legitimately run, like no brakes, no nothing. And I was like, I don't know if you know this about me. I don't give a fuck. Hit my fucking car. That's how I drive.
Full coverage.
Yeah, that's how I drive. It's bad. But now my kids know all of the curse words because
nice.
Because I don't not curse in front of them. So
did your wife give you shit about that?
She does it too. She does it too. We're both Marines. We cannot turn it off.
The trap queen is more vulgar than you, I bet then.
Yes. Yeah.
So back to food really quick, because
yes.
I found this out just the other day and I think it's crazy ridiculous. This is something that happened and everyone knew this was going to happen if McDonald's raised their minimum wage, which they did. Now we're seeing in California $15 for a Big Mac. We knew this was going to happen. People said that's bullshit, and it's happening.
I feel like the people that said it was bullshit aren't grown-ups and don't understand how money works or businesses.
Yep. That's the governor of California.
Yo, the gas prices, every time I'm over on that side of the fucking country, I'm just like, oh my fucking God, dude.
They're easily $5 more than what we're at right now in Tennessee.
It's insane.
It's crazy. But yeah, I'm not paying $15 for a fucking Big Mac. No. I'll make my own Big Mac at home.
That will be 100 times better.
Yeah. With real cheese.
I get those cravings for McDonald's, and I try and remind myself how much dog shit I feel as soon as I eat it. Like 3 bites into McDonald's, you're like, I fucking hate myself. But those first 2 bites are euphoria.
Yeah. So I think they actually put oats in the meat.
Oats?
Yeah. There's a mixture of oats and pink slime, from what I understand.
What's pink slime?
It's a synthetic animal-based meat.
Oh, like chicken nuggets.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a sucker for some frozen dino nuggets, though. I'll tell you that.
Oh, how can you not be?
I'll have a little of the like, oh yeah, I should definitely eat 15 frozen nuggets. Not frozen like cook them, but you know what I mean. Just suck all the breading off.
So the first week of my keto diet, I was like craving for bagels really bad. I wanted bagels so bad.
Dude.
And then like hours later, I was like, I want pizza. And then I was like, fuck it, I just want some bagel bites. That'll cover all the bases.
Do you want to buy a Roadcaster? I just got the new Roadcaster 2. I'll sell you this other one.
How do you like it?
I'm still using the old one, dude.
Have you not figured it out yet, or you just haven't unboxed it?
Dude, I have not had fucking time. Like, I unboxed it. Hang on.
For those that are just listening, Angel just got up to go grab the new equipment.
So my amazing wife wanted to surprise me for my birthday. She had heard me talk about this Roadcaster 2. And so she got me this whole amazing fucking gift and brought it to me. It was the same one that I have. And I was like, oh no, babe, I have this already. She's like, oh no, I'm so sorry. It was so cute. But long story short, I ended up, she got me the 2.
Nice.
And I've been so busy with work and trying to keep up with life in general that I haven't had time to mess with it. And it makes me upset.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you'll break it in soon. I know new toys like that it's always fun to break those in.
Yeah.
All right, Angel, one more thing before we go away. I want to get your opinion on something else.
No, I have not subscribed to the OnlyFans, so I don't know. I can't answer any of your questions. I have no fucking idea.
I'll send you the pictures. Don't worry.
Dude, no. Do not. Dude, let me be on the record. Do not cut this part out. Do not send me those pictures.
Of Brittany's spread out butthole.
No, you described them ad nauseum.
All right, so we've talked about it before, and it's basically the unoriginality within the Jeep world. How many shows do you see that are Jeep Jam, Bash, or Fest? And how unoriginal do you think that is? And do you find anything, do you see anything in the future that would change that?
Hot take. I think Jeep events are declining and they will continue to. And the ones that survive will just become like parking lot, just car shows, honestly. I think that with the introduction of the newer models has brought in a new ownership, which is not necessarily bad, don't get me wrong, but it's bringing in like not really off-road people, just people that want a cool vehicle, because the Jeeps are cool vehicles. Piece of shit, yes. Cool, also yes. But I think that shows as a whole are going to decline. So I think I haven't been in 3 years. Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion, the one by you.
Yep.
I went to that one 2 years, and it was awesome. I loved it. It was a well put on show. I had a great time. But it's just the pictures I've seen since I haven't been in so long. It's tire shine and fancy parts and fake bead locks and all that shit.
I think for the most part, it's just become a status quo now. And it's all for the wrong reasons. There's a lot of posturing and, it's gotten kind of gross. And I think it's starting to show that it's gotten gross. There's more and more people that are anti-ducking, and I think the ducking is what set it off, and people finally realized, you know what, this is the limit. This is where I say fuck. This is it. And from what I understand, Dane on your page has a lot to do with it.
Dane, the fucking 50-year-old accountant. I honestly don't know how he got that title, but I think it's fucking hilarious.
Has anyone witnessed him actually ducking
no,
someone?
He does not he doesn't participate in that at all.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, no, I don't know who started that, but um, I will say I've also noticed in that vein that you were talking about, events like actual wheeling events have declined. Excuse me. I don't know if you and I uh, were like internet friends at that point or whatever, but I ran a charity event at Roush Creek for like 6 or 7 years,
Hmm.
um, and then ended up cutting it off for unrelated reasons. But events that started around the same time that I started, now at this point, are starting to die off because of lack of attendance. And I think
Hmm.
that's due to the people that are coming in don't want to actually wheel, which is going to
There,
slowly kill those events off.
there's a lot of people now that are, and this is a shame, but they're just going to the trailhead, taking pictures, and then posting them to their Instagram and going home.
Or just running the fire trails and running all the bypasses, which I will say is like, that's fine if you want to do that. But to posture yourself, in a different light when in reality you're doing something else, I think is a little disingenuous.
What's your opinion on overlanding?
So that has changed now that I've had kids who are saying things like, "Oh, I want to go camping." And I'm like, "Fuck, dude." So initially, 2 or 3 years ago, I was like, "This is fucking stupid." Um, it's a money grab. People make a part and call it an overland something. But as I've been, watching it evolve, yes, I still think there's a lot of fakers or half-assers in that community. Um, but like I said, as I'm having kids now that are saying I want to go camping, yeah, it would be fucking cool to load my whole family into a Jeep that's not going to break down and go out and camp. Like, yeah, that'd be fucking awesome.
Hmm.
But I'm not. That's way out of my fucking price range.
You know what? It's funny is it doesn't have to be. Yeah, it doesn't have to be expensive.
So that now that you say that, I do agree with that, and I think that's where a lot of people are getting caught up. We're saying, "Oh, I can't do overlanding because it's so expensive," like literally what I just did. When in reality, I can take my tent that I have that you saw when I was we shot at was that Ultra 4 race where I saw you.
It was
I
a
think that was the last time I saw you.
AOP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
AOP. Like that whole setup. Granted, I was in a car, but yeah, that's, I mean, technically kind of overlanding.
Shout out to Lamb Chop, by the way.
Yes. Shout out to
I
him.
still I still use the knife that he made me.
Oh yeah, after you cut the shit out of your finger.
Dude, that thing was sharp.
Yeah.
He warned me too.
I yes. He sent me the screenshot when you texted him. He's like, I fucking told that motherfucker.
The first thing that I thought of was that scene from Kill Bill when he says, "If you encounter God, God will be cut." Yeah, he makes a really nice piece of steel. I use it all the time on especially thick pieces of meat, um, cutting chicken bone. I've only had to sharpen it a few times too.
I've told him, I think the last knife he made was like a year and a half or 2 years ago. I keep telling him he needs to make more because people, like, he couldn't keep them. People would immediately buy them. So
I can see why.
I don't know. He's a big fat dummy. I mean, his wife just died, so sadness or
What?
whatever. Oh yeah, dude. Like
I did not know this.
8 or 9 months ago. Yeah.
Oh fuck! Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Bummer. For
Yeah,
sure.
big time. Was she ill or was it sudden?
She had cancer too, dude.
What?
Yeah. So
Fuck
he
cancer.
he got it. And then he was like just about to go in remission, and then he I was over at his house. He's like, "Yeah, so we need to tell you something. She has it too, and it's way worse." Yeah. Yeah, so she died, 8 or 9 months ago. So
God damn, that
R.I.P.
sucks.
Mickey.
Man,
Yeah.
sorry to hear that, Lamb Chop. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Well, you just brought the show down.
Right? But yeah. Well, if he was here, he would make some hilarious fucking joke because
That's who he is. He's a
that's who he
dude.
is.
He is so funny.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand. I don't think he understands how funny he is.
Oh, he does.
Just because it's,
he does. He's
does
cocky as fuck. Oh yeah. No, he fucking knows. He's a fucking stand up in his own head. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. When we had just a short time together at AOP that one time, but yeah, he had me going.
Yeah, he's a fucking clown, that one. I need to start a separate Instagram page that's just screenshots of our text conversations.
Lamb chop isms.
Right, yeah, exactly.
God, man, that would be awesome. I think if you put some time into it, he could probably be a good stand-up.
The fucking first week that I met him when we were working at the same off-road shop together, I told him that exact same thing. He refuses. He won't even entertain it.
It's a shame. Because I mean, his timing is awesome.
I sometimes when I'm watching comedy sketches, or not sketches, like stand-ups on Instagram or whatever, and I see people responding to hecklers, I'm like, Lamb Chop would fucking destroy this guy.
Yeah.
So,
and his laugh is great too.
Yeah. You should see him fucking borderline blackout drunk.
Oh no.
It's fucking hoot.
All right, well, I think we'll wrap it up from here. Angel, thank you, sir, for joining us.
Thank you, guys. I needed this.
Awesome, man.
Appreciate it.
Well, everyone, this is the first episode with 3 brown faces on Chew Quieter, and hopefully this won't be the last one. Everyone, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.